The Panorama Trail to Little Yosemite Valley is a 14.1 mile out and back trail from Glacier Point, and is one of the most popular trails in the park, providing amazing views of Half Dome, waterfalls, and the valley below you. On this episode of Loving the View with Russ and Nettie, we hiked the Panorama Trail to Little Yosemite Valley with our nephews, Christopher and Alex.
All right.
This was a great adventure, and we think you're going to love coming along with us. At the end of August of 2023, we met up with our nephews to do another great adventure in Yosemite National Park. Once they got to the park, we got a few things arranged and carted our goods to our cabin in Curry Village. This is a great lodging option if you need a place to stay. There was plenty of space in the cabin for the four of us, with a bear locker right outside the door. What do you guys think of our accommodations?
It's pretty nice.
That is.
Yeah.
After getting our gear stowed, Nettie made some food for us, and we caught up with each other, then chilled for the night. We had a long day ahead of us and would need the rest. We camped last night at Curry Village. It was a great spot. Our tent was awesome, but now we're actually heading out of the valley. We're going to go up Glacier Point to start our hike. But first, we're going to go through Tunnel View because Christopher and Alex haven't seen that yet, and we want to show them that experience, and that's something everybody should see when they come to Yosemite. All right. And don't forget to always honk your horn as you drive through the tunnel, just for the fun of it, of course. While we were here, the tour buses were not running to Glacier Point from the valley floor. So we kept one of our vehicles in the valley and drove the other one up to the top and parked at Glacier Point. Made it to the parking, Nettie. Once we got to Glacier Point, we did our last minute arranging of our packs and made our way to the majestic views towards Half Dome and the valley floor below. We caught a quick look before starting down the Panorama Trail. I think so. I think we're ready. You guys ready? Yeah. According to all trails, if you're hiking to Little Yosemite Valley from Glacier Point, it is a 14.1 mile out and back trail. We only did it one way from the Glacier Point to the valley, so it was just a bit over 7 miles. We ended up hiking to the valley floor a couple of days later. So we're making our way down the Panorama Trail. Most of it's been pretty decent. We just passed an area where there's a lot of rocks. That was a kind of a tiring section. For going down, you wouldn't think it'd be that bad. And I think we're making our way to another great view. Probably part of the reason why Panorama Trail got its name. Walking down the trail here, there's a little lookout spot that you can go to. You get a cool view of one of the falls. I'm not sure which one it is, so I'll put it on the screen and you can see what one it's called. Your mom's gonna love this video, Chris.
Yeah.
If you check out this spot, be careful, as there is nothing to stop your fall if you slip off the edge. The overlook was pretty cool, and there is no shortage of interesting things to see on this trail. Check out this fallen tree that had a section cut out of it. It's amazing how thick the bark is on it. Not too far after the Illilouette Falls overlook is this cool bridge going over Illilouette Creek. We thought this would be a great spot to stop for a break and to have some lunch. What an amazing spot to stop for a break. The scenery is breathtaking everywhere you look. Since we still had a short way to go after enjoying the food and scenery, we hit the trail again. Surprisingly, or not, the trail was actually a bit exhausting. Starting out on this trail, we thought we had it made.
All downhill until you get to the
Illilouette Creek. Now we're going up, and yeah, it's not fun right now. But we'll get there.
Absolutely, the views are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
On the other side we could see the waterfalls and Half Dome, but now we're on the other side of the little valley area.
Yeah. We got a little ways to get to Little Yosemite Valley. It's about 3¼ miles away.
I think so.
We're getting there though. We get down there, valley. It's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Look at the waterfall over there.
Oh, that's cool. You can see Yosemite Falls way in the distance. Across over there is Glacier Point where we started at. And we walk down all the way over across on the other side and are working our way up here. It was really cool being able to see Glacier Point from this side of the valley. I may sound like a broken record, but the views out here are stunning. You're getting some great views of Half Dome from here, Nettie. So that's Sub Dome right there. And this side is, can't see it real good quite yet. That's where the cables are. These two right there, they keep following us out here. Well, we finally got over the climb on the Panorama Trail. Now we're making our way down to the trail junction of the John Muir Trail. This is a little bit better. It's actually more flat and even downhill in spots. So that's very welcome, isn't it, Nettie?
Yes, it is.
So we'll take it, but we got amazing views. Look at that. Wow. Down into the valley. As we came around the corner of the trail, we found Chris and Alex waiting for us yet again. Nettie and I are definitely not the fastest hikers, so they found themselves waiting for us to catch up on more than one occasion. So? That's okay though. Going a bit slower allowed us to take in and enjoy the beautiful things on the trail, like this cool natural water feature. This is a neat little surprise on the trail towards Little Yosemite Valley. Neat little stream coming down. This was only to be outdone just a bit further along the trail by the amazing Nevada Fall. Nevada Fall itself is a 594-foot waterfall along the Merced River and is a popular hiking destination for those wanting to do a day hike from the valley floor. Nevada Fall drops into an emerald pool before dropping again, making Vernal Fall. You can actually see both of these from Glacier Point. It is hard to put into words how beautiful this area is when you're here in person. If you've never been here, just seeing this waterfall from up here and the area around it made the whole hike worth it all in itself. You can really spend a lot of time here taking it all in, and we recommend that you do. We took in as much as we could before we had to get going again to get to our campsite, which was still 1.4 miles from here. What do you think of these steps, Nettie?
I love them as much as I love them on Mount Whitney.
Yeah.
I love them
Just
equally.
love them to pieces. Oh, finally to the Little Yosemite Valley sign here for the campground. Sweet. If you're going to the Little Yosemite Valley campground, you want to stay by the water. Someone scratched that arrow on there to the right, and if we stay to the right, apparently that keeps you by the river and the water. So we're going that way to check it out. We only had a little bit to go from here before we were able to set up our tents, grab some food, and just relax for the rest of the night.
It feels so good to be on flat.
I know it. We're almost to the camp area too.
That's exciting.
We got up the next morning and had our breakfast, then got our stuff around for our hike towards Sub Dome, which is at the base of Half Dome. Now, to be honest, we actually had a permit to do Half Dome, but as we were ascending Sub Dome, I got a little bit weirded out by the exposure on the sides of it. Oh well, as you'll see, we still saw some amazing sights going up Sub Dome. Anyway, back to our hike up. The hike from Little Yosemite Valley to Sub Dome is approximately 2.4 miles with about 1,400 feet of elevation gain. That meant there were a lot of switchbacks for us to go up. You got your permit?
I do.
All right, you got your permit?
You do.
Perfect. I know you got your permit. We're loving the steps, aren't we?
We are. I'm wondering where my caffeine is.
Oh yeah. Did you take any?
I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't have nearly enough caffeine yet. Did you guys have enough caffeine this morning? No. No? And now we're hiking the last couple miles up. Switchbacks here. We love switchbacks. You love switchbacks, Nettie? No, she says no. We did see some more amazing scenery heading up and little bits of wildlife as well. It looks vicious. Go pet it, Nettie.
I have nothing for you.
It doesn't look as bad from here. I'm sure we'll feel differently when we're up there.
Where's Half Dome?
Half Dome is up there. Maybe that over there is the other half. Yeah, there's not a super well laid out path here. You're just kind of scrambling up some rough laid out rocks, huh?
Yeah. The top of that is subdome?
Yeah. You can see people walking up subdome up there at the tippy top. That looks precarious. Once we made it to the base of subdome, we did have to show our permits to the ranger before we could head up. As you can see, the scenery from up here is second to none. I'll definitely be looking forward to trying this hike again. Gotta scratch it off the bucket list for sure.
I'm just gonna start looking at the ground in front of me.
Focus on that. While it's true we didn't make it up Half Dome, we did experience the exhilaration of being able to see the scenery that not many people ever get to see. For some, hiking this, there's a real feeling of exposure on the way up. For others, it doesn't bother them in the least. I'm hoping to be in the camp of not being bothered by it the next time we come out here. But man, just look at what you can see while you're up here. Yay!
I did it.
Made it to subdome.
I made it someplace.
Someplace. After we descended back down, we made our way to camp and were blessed to come across some cool wildlife. These deer were just walking around, not even bothered by us. And this little lizard just hung out on the rock posing for our cameras. Not surprisingly, the walk back down to camp was way easier than the walk up. And coming back to camp, you go past one of the great features of this location, a bathroom facility built out in the middle of nowhere. This was a sight for sore eyes. When we needed more water for cooking and drinking, it was super handy having the Merced River close by our campsite. We could walk down to it and filter our water and even soak our feet in it at the same time. It was cold but very refreshing. Our first night at camp, someone was even trying to catch their dinner. Our time back at camp after this hike was relaxing. We just hung out and enjoyed nature. We made sure to get our rest that night as we'd be hiking back to the valley floor the next morning. What a great adventure we had so far. The next morning we packed up our gear and took our time getting our food around and took a few minutes thinking about the cool people we met.
I'll take it off. Did we meet somebody?
Yeah, we met a couple people. We met Jeff, who is
doing the John Muir Trail.
John Muir Trail. And then we met Gary from Australia. He was a really nice guy too. They were both really nice. Saw some deer out here. We saw some woodpeckers. Haven't seen any bear yet, though. We might see those on the way down. We saw all the same cool stuff on the trail on the way down and had just as much fun and loved it just as much. But this time, instead of hiking back up to Glacier Point, we hiked back down to the valley floor. So that's the mist trail down there?
Yep.
We're at the junction here where you go down to Half Dome, then you keep going to Cloud's Rest 7.2 miles further down that path. Come around and this continues on the JMT down to the valley floor. Well, we came down the first day, that's where we came down from Glacier Point down that path. That sign says 5 miles to Glacier Point. And while we're at the John Muir Trail sign, We had to get the obligatory group picture with it. We got to the junction of the Mist Trail and we're going to go that way down, but we ran into a couple of hikers that said the route was unbelievably busy and recommended to keep going along the John Muir Trail. Kind of settles that for us.
Absolutely, it does.
Apparently this path down is not as busy as the Mist Trail because you don't have all the waterfalls and things to go past, and it's a little bit easier on the knees. This trail down was still pretty cool. We got some great views back toward the falls and plenty of other amazing views all around us. The Merced River down there, up by our camp. That's where we got our water from. There goes Netty leaving me. You could definitely tell when we were getting a lot closer to the valley as it really started to get super busy. We finally made it to the Happy Isles gauging station. Just look who happened to be waiting for us yet again. Hi. I know, but finally. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good now. While we loved being in the back country, we were super glad to be back on the valley floor. We got some pizza, took showers, and just chilled for the night in Curry Village again. The next day, Alex brought us back up to Glacier Point to get our Jeep. Heck yeah, there we go. But before we parted ways, we checked out the area, took some fun pictures, and took in the views one last time before saying our goodbyes. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right.
See you guys later.
Yeah. See you next time.
Next time, be safe. We really hope you enjoyed coming along on our hiking adventure with us. It was a great time, and we are glad we could share it with you.